Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I'll make a chickpea dal. So a couple of years ago there used to be a chickpea dal in a tin from Asda, and that was completely free on a plan. Now most of the chickpea dals have got a tin, so do check them if you're gonna buy a tin from a supermarket. But these are the ingredients that were on the back of the can. So what I did, I wrote the ingredients down, and then I just recreated it myself. So if you would like to know how am I doing my chickpea sin free dal, so keep on watching. So these are the ingredients. So I've got 1 garlic clove, 1 onion. Well, it's a smaller onion, so this time I'm using red, but normally I use brown. I'm using red because that one was on offer in Lidl. Then any fry light. At the moment I've got the olive oil. Then can of chickpeas, table salt, red lentils. Then I've got passata here, and these are all the spices. So I've got paprika, turmeric, spicy paprika, or it could be chili pepper, caraway seed, ground coriander, and ground cumin. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to crush the garlic, chop the onion to smaller pieces, and then I'm going to put all the spices into one dish. So I'll come back to you once I prepare that. So I've got my measuring spoons ready. I've got half a teaspoon and a teaspoon. So all these spices, that will be a teaspoon, and these two, that will be half a teaspoon. So I'll put them all in this little ramekin. And I've chopped up my onion, and I crushed the garlic cloves. So let me just tell you how many of each. So I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of a ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of a turmeric, 1 teaspoon of a paprika, and 1 teaspoon of a caraway seeds into my dish. And I'll come back to you after I've done that. So the spices are in the dish, and now I'm just going to get a half a teaspoon, and I'm just going to add the spicy paprika and the tablespoon into my dish. So what, I got a pan here, and I got myself a fry light, and I put the gas under here, and I'm just going to spray it with a bit of a fry light, and then wait until the fry light gets nice and hot. Then I'm going to add the onion and the garlic and sweat it a bit. The fry light is nice and hot, and I'm just going to add the vegetable. I'm going to add the onion and the garlic. And then give that a mix, and then sweat it for a while. Well, it will be about 2 to 3 minutes until it gets nice and soft. While the onion is nicely cooking away, I just got myself a measuring jug here, and I opened the corners of a passata, and I'm just going to measure 250 ml of a passata. And then I'm going to top it up with water until 500 ml. So the onion is nicely browning, so it's time to add my spices. I'm just going to add my spices and then give that a nice stir. So you want to heat up the spices so they release all the goodness of them, so that'll smell nice. So I'm just going to give that a good stir. Turn down the heat. Oh, it smells gorgeous. And I'll come back to you in about 30 seconds. So it's about a minute later, and I kept on stirring it all the time, because you want it to stir. You don't want the spices to burn, you just want to heat them up nicely. And now it's time to add my passata. So add it to the mixture. And give that a good stir. And then I'm just going to bring it back to the, I'm going to turn the gas on a little bit to a higher heat, and then let that to come to the boil. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to get my chickpeas. So I'm going to get my can of chickpeas and I'm going to wash it and drain it. Well, drain it first and then wash it. So the tomato is now starting to come up to the boil. So what I'm going to add my washed chickpeas in here. And then I'm going to get a handful of my red lentils and add them to the mixture here as well. So handful of red lentils are going into my into my saucepan, and then I'm just going to give it a good mix. Oh, it smells good. And then I'm just going to put the lid back on, and then, is it boiling yet? Yeah, it's boiling. So I'm just going to turn down the heat a little and then boil it, something between boil and simmer for 20 minutes. So I'm just going to stir it through about 2 or 3 times in between. So I'll come back to you in 20 minutes. So the dal has been cooking for the last 20 minutes. I stirred it through twice. So now I'm just going to remove the lid and check on it again. So I'm just going to give it one more stir. And then I can see it's still a little bit runny to my liking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the lid off and then cook it for another about 2 to 3 minutes, just to wait for the water to evaporate a bit. So I cooked the dal for another 5 minutes, and as you can see it's much thicker, and that's just how I like it. So it's time to dish it up. And this is a little side dish of my chickpea dal. I sprinkled a bit of a bit of a coriander leaf on the top just for the presentation. And this is my sin-free chickpea dal. Let me just show you, there's a lot more left here in a pan. So what I tend to do with this one, I would have it, sometimes we have it as a main meal. So I would have a bit of a chickpea dal and a rice, and then some freshly boiled vegetable, so that will make a sin-free vegetarian meal. So you'll have the chickpeas as a protein-rich food, and then rice will be free food, and whatever vegetable you add on the side, that will be your speed food. Or you can use it to make your caraway loaf, so where you make a savoury rice, use a bit of this chickpea dal and put some eggs with it, and then bake it in the oven. That's also another delicious meal, how I like to use my chickpea dal. So thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see any of my future video or my previous video, please subscribe below, and see me in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye everyone.